So next topic is dependent source. Okay, 90% of the student इस टॉपिक पे अटकते हैं. ठीक है, डिपेंडेंट सोर्स. But if you know the concept, so that would be easy for you. Basically, we'll have two different type of dependent source. Dependent source ka symbol is like this. Okay, a diamond shape. Whenever you'll see this kind of symbol, that means it's a not a normal source, it's a dependent source. Okay, so it can be a voltage source, right? And it can be a current source, right? And as you already know that current source is denoted by the arrow and voltage source is denoted by the sign, right? Positive and negative. So this is one of the dependent voltage source and this is one of the dependent current source. Clear? Now this dependent voltage source is further divided into two categories. It can be depending on current and it can be depending on voltage again. Like suppose if it's a CDVS. CDVS means current dependent voltage source, or it can be VDVS. VDVS means voltage dependent voltage source. Like ये एक source है, right? So it can be its value can be depending on current and its value can be depending on voltage. Like suppose they have given in the question that its value is how much? Its value is 2 into I of x. Okay, 2 into I of x and its value is how much? 2 into V of x. Correct? 2 into V of x. So 2 into I of x means इसकी value is depending on current. 2 into 2 constant है, 2 can be changed, 2 का value कुछ भी हो सकता है, like 2, 3, 4, anything can be there. It's just a constant. So that is depending on current and voltage, right? Okay. Now similarly in this case also, current source, it also depending on two things. Either can it can be depending on current and it can be depending on voltage. So if this at CDCS means current dependent current source and it can be VDCS means voltage dependent current source. ठीक है, तो ये current पे depend कर रहा है, that means its value is 2ix, means its value is depending on current, and if it is VDCS means voltage dependent, तो ये Vx पे depend. ओके, तो CDVS मीन्स कि वो पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव है, तो क्या है वो? वोल्टेज सोर्स, राइट? एंड करंट एंड इट्स वैल्यू इज डिपेंडिंग ऑन करंट, सो इट वुड बी CDVS. If there is a positive negative, then it would be voltage source. If there is a arrow, then it would be a current source. Simple. Like I'm now asking, I'm drawing a circuit. Now you need to tell me which source it is. Tell me. It's a voltage dependent, that is correct, because its value is depending on voltage. But if plus and minus is there, that means it's a voltage source or it's a current source. As I told you earlier, for positive negative, it's a voltage source. तो ये क्या हो जाएगा? VD. ठीक है. Now next thing, now can you tell me which source it is? Now based on this, if that is a voltage source, it will behave like a voltage source only. If it's a current source, so it will behave like a current source. I'm giving you a basic example so that it would be more clear to you. Now can you tell me which source it is? This one. Follow. Yes, correct. It's a voltage dependent voltage source. Okay. Now same procedure. Step number 1, mark current direction. how many meshes are there? Two mesh, two variable, two equation. We have marked current. Second step, mark sign convention. So next step we mark sign convention. नेक्स्ट स्टेप इज टू अप्लाई केवीएल. ठीक है, तो ये वोल्टेज सोर्स है. दिस वन इज VDVS मींस इट्स अ वोल्टेज सोर्स, राइट? मींस इट्स अ वोल्टेज सोर्स. तो वोल्टेज सोर्स विल बिहेव लाइक अ वोल्टेज सोर्स ओनली. तो इस मेश की इक्वेशन वुड बी -4I1, राइट? फिर यहाँ से यहाँ गए तो सेकेंड साइन क्या आ रहा है? सेकेंड साइन इज नेगेटिव, सो विल टेक नेगेटिव. और जो भी सेकेंड साइन है, जो भी वोल्टेज सोर्स की वैल्यू है, विल राइट इट एज इट इज. ओके, so what it its value? Its value is -2V. So minus second sign, which value of voltage source is Vx, correct? And Vx they have marked here. तो जिस चीज पे डिपेंड होगा वो ये हमेशा कहीं ना कहीं और मार्क करेंगे 100%. ओके, nothing is there. Now back to the second sign, plus 10 is equal to 0. So this is the first mesh equation. Clear? Now the second mesh equation is -6I2 minus 8I2. यहाँ से देखोगे तो second sign is positive, right? So it would be plus 2Vx is equal to 0. So this would be your second equation, right? Now due to this Vx we are having another variable, because one of the variable is I1, right, which we don't know. Another of the variable is I2, that also we don't know, but another variable we got it as Vx. So we need to make three equation, because we'll have three variable. To solve three variable we need to make three equations, right? This is a mathematics rule, correct? Now just imagine, I generally told my students कि if it is depending on voltage, okay, so अगर वो वोल्टेज पे डिपेंड कर रहा है, जस्ट इमेजिन दैट्स हिज फादर, लाइक यू आर अ स्टूडेंट, ओके, यू आर डिपेंडिंग ऑन टू थिंग्स. वन, you are depending on mother, right? Another, you are depending on your father, correct? If you need food, you will go to your mother. If you need money, you will go to your father, correct? So similarly in this case also they are depending on two things, either voltage or either current. So I generally say if there is a current, just imagine mother, and if there is a voltage, then just imagine father. Okay, why I am saying to this, if you are depending on father, then you have to apply Ohm's law always, and if you are depending on mother, you will get direct equation from the current source always. Okay, current source. Like back to the question, ये Vx पे depend कर रहा है. Now you tell me, it is depending on father or mother? Father. Now if you are depending on your father, what you will do? You will search your father where it is, right? तो इसके father कहाँ पे है? यहाँ पे. पहुँच गई father के पास? यहाँ से नहीं बनेगी इक्वेशन, जहाँ पे पापा हैं, फादर हैं, वहाँ पे बनेगी. तो you will find your father, then you got your father. As I told you कि father है, then it will be follow Ohm's law. And what is Ohm's law according to you? That is V is equal to I multiplied by R, right? So now next equation you need to take only from this green portion. Here V is how much? V is how much? Vx, right? Current flowing in this 6 ohm is how much? I2. We'll write down I2. Resistance in this is 6 ohm, so we'll write down 6 ohm. So this is your third equation which you are making from the dependent source. Okay, again I am saying कि यहाँ से equation नहीं बनेगी. 90% of the student would do this mistake, they कि यहाँ से equation बनाते हैं. नहीं, if there you have to search कि mother पे depend है, father पे depend है. If you are depending on father, then you have to go and search your father. From there you will make the new equation, the third equation. Okay, so three variable, three equation accordingly. If you will have one dependent source, so dependent source के साथ you need to make one equation extra. Here So now it's a current dependent voltage source because its value is depending on current and positive negative the voltage source. So it's a CDVS. Okay. So again we need to follow the same rules ki I1 say one of the equation will get it, I2 say will one other equation will get it, and third equation will need to get it from the current source, right? So now tell me first ki I1 and I2 ki kya equation. So these two equation you got it. Now see, it is depending on current or voltage. Current means mother or father? Mother. Okay. And from the mother you need to make direct equation. Okay. Now you need to find your mother, right? कि Ix कहाँ पे है? कहाँ पे है? So next equation you need to make it from here, right? Now as I told you, you need to make the direct equation. Tell me this Ix is in the corner branch or in the middle branch? According to you, corner in the corner branch single current will flow or double current will flow? Single. So as you can see that Ix and I1 they both are in the same direction or opposite direction. Ix is moving from A to B and I1 is also moving from A to B or B to A. So A to B now both are in the same direction or opposite direction. Can we say that Ix would be equal to I1? Yes or no? If they are in the same direction, positive. If they are in the opposite direction, then that would be negative, right? So ये आ जाएगा. So two mesh, one extra variable due to dependence. Understood? So it's a voltage dependent current source. So its equation is ki I1 minus I2, or we can say that minus I1 because I1 and 2Vx direction is opposite. I2 and current source direction is positive is equal to 2Vx. Okay? Both equations are same. Next we need to make the equation from the super mesh, right? So it would be minus 4I1 minus 6I2 minus 8I2 plus 10 is equal to 0. Okay. So two equation will make it. Next equation we need to make it from the dependent source. Now tell me, it is depending on mother or father? Current or voltage? Value is depending on current or voltage? करंट सोर्स तो वो है. करंट सोर्स की वैल्यू इज डिपेंडिंग ऑन करंट और वोल्टेज. वोल्टेज. मदर और फादर? और नीड टू सर्च योर फादर. यहाँ पे है. एंड इन केस ऑफ फादर कौन सी इक्वेशन आते हैं? Ohm's law. Ohm's law says that V is equal to IR. It's सिर्फ portions लगाना है. Then what would be? V would be equal to X. I is how much? I1 and R is 4. So first mesh, now दिस इज द क्वेश्चन. फर्स्ट इक्वेशन जो भी बनेगी तुम्हारी that would be from the mesh always. Okay, एक series लिख लो. First equation you need to always make it from the mesh. Now second equation, if there is a current source, so second equation would always be from the current source. ठीक है. So इसके according current source equation is how much? 4ix is the current source value is equal to I2 minus I1. Okay. Third equation you need to make it from the super mesh. Okay, super mesh कौन सा है? Super mesh is this one, this equation, right? Now last equation, fourth equation, you need to make it from the dependent source. तो ये किस पे डिपेंड कर रहा है? करंट पे, राइट? करंट पे डिपेंड कर रहा है. एंड करंट इज, करंट की ये वाली वैल्यू है, करंट की ये आई एक्स पे डिपेंड कर रहा है. तो आई एक्स इज इक्वल टू आई टू माइनस आई. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, दिस वन. नाउ फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, हाउ मेनी इक्वेशन डू वी नीड टू मेक इट? हाउ मेनी meshes are there? 1 2 3, right? 3 mesh, 3 variable, 3 equation, but one extra variable is I naught. So now we need to make 4 equation. Correct? Now next question is this one. इसमें देखो how many meshes are there? 4 mesh and 1 dependent source. So we need to make 5 equation. ठीक है? First of the equation is from I1 and 5 ampere, both are in the same direction, so I1 is equal to 5 ampere. Second equation we can make it from the second mesh, minus 2, this one, I2 minus I4 minus 6, I2 minus I3 minus 4, I2 minus I1 is equal to 0. Third mesh equation is this one, minus 2I3 minus 10I3 minus 6 into I3 minus I2 is equal to 0. Another, this one is voltage dependent voltage source. Positive negative है तो voltage source and it is depending on voltage. So it would be plus 2Vx minus 2 into I4 minus I2 is equal to 0. Now next, the main important, we need to make it one equation from the dependent source. It is depending on voltage, so we need to search voltage is here. So according to Ohm's law, I know it is depending on father, so father means Ohm's law. Ohm's law is V is equal to I multiplied by R. V is how much? Vx. Current is how much? See, I1 की direction and the sign which they have mentioned, that is same, so we'll take I1 minus I2 multiplied by 4. ठीक है? अगर signs opposite होते, then in that case we need to take I2 minus I1. So we need to see कि signs and current which matches. Okay, so they have mentioned here I2, I1 and I2, so this is the correct equation. Okay, now next, 3 mesh means 4 equation. Again we need to take it from the mesh, minus 2I2 plus 5I0 minus 1 into I2 minus I3 minus 3 into I2 minus I1 is equal to 0. So this is the first equation. Second equation is minus 1 into I3 minus I2 minus 5I0 minus 4I3 plus 20 minus 5 into I3 minus I1 is equal to 0. Third equation is I1 is equal to 4 ampere. Got it? Now next equation we need to make it from the dependent source. So now it is depending on current or voltage? Current. So current is present here. So current is in the middle wall, and in the middle wall there is a flow of double current. Either say I1 and either say I2. I1 and I0 direction is same, so I1 positive, I3 negative would be equal to I0. Solve for equation, then you will get the answer. For any doubts you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you. And if you are a Manipal student, for any subject, if you need coaching or if you need guidance, of if you need counseling, then you can call me on this number. You will get your guidance. Okay. And if you need notes, if you need this file, and if you need PYQ related to this subject, then also you can contact me. I'll provide you each and every detail. Bye.